Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back to the show. We are joined today by Lisa Whynott, our owner and event planner, I should say, at Everlasting Impressions Wedding Planning. Welcome to the show today. How are you?
I'm not too bad. Thank you so much.
Great. Where are you coming to us live from in the world?
We are coming from the cold city of Calgary, Alberta.
Oh, how cold is it these days?
Actually, we're not too bad today. We've had a bit of rain, but
Mm-hmm.
we usually do get quite a bit of snow. We have the most amazing Rocky Mountains, which is where I do a lot of my weddings. And a lot of people come in for the snow, for the skiing, and it can be quite deep.
Beautiful. Well, we're excited to talk to you today. And right off the top, would you mind just telling us the best forms of contact? Do you want to share the website, phone number, any social media pages?
Absolutely. So if you want to get hold of me, my website is www.everlasting-impressions.ca, or it goes to another domain, which is www.wedding.planner.calgary.ca. They can contact me via email at lisa@everlasting-impressions.ca, or my social media handle for Instagram is everlasting_impressions_.
Beautiful. Well, we're excited to find out more about all the work you're doing as a wedding planner.
Yeah.
And just curious, for the most part, where are you mostly working? Is it in Calgary or are you international? Tell us a little bit about, the area that you serve.
You betcha. So I would say that probably about 80% of our business is the beautiful Rocky Mountains, Canmore, Banff, Lake Louise, as well as Calgary and surrounding areas. But we are an international company. I'm originally from the UK, so I have done weddings pretty much around the world. Next year, we have a couple in Dallas and the Philippines. The year after, we actually going back to our roots, which is Southern Ireland of the Cliffs of Moher. So we definitely travel anywhere that our clients are needing wedding planning assistance for sure. And we also do a lot of destination weddings,
Mm-hmm.
Mexico, Jamaica, the Bahamas, the Caribbean.
Impressive. Well, before we get into all the services that you offer, could you share a little bit about yourself? Tell me where you grew up, how you, tell me about your journey here, became an event planner.
You bet. So I started my journey, oh gosh, I'm showing my age here, but about 29 years ago. I went to school in Leeds and did a degree in hospitality business management. From there, I specialized in wedding management. I then started doing high profile weddings, quite a few very high profile weddings within whether it be royalty or celebrities back in the UK. And then from there, kind of had a couple of children, went into education, would you believe it or not,
Oh,
teaching leadership
how many
development.
children? How many children? Just
I
curious.
have two beautiful girls who are
Oh,
23 and
wonderful.
25 now. And I went into education, but also still had the business of wedding planning on kind of a parallel with my teaching of health, safety, oil and gas, leadership
Mm-hmm.
development. Um, then moved over to Canada and
Wow.
set my business up in Canada. Found that there was a huge need and did both of my work, my careers. I always say which came first, the chicken or the egg, and honestly, it was definitely weddings. But leadership development also leads into the management of the day of a wedding too. It's navigating through the situations and any specific issues that we have, keeping calm and collective on the day. Um, so came to Canada. I Have a huge inspiration with my parents. They were married 58 years.
Aw.
And true believer that there is true love out there for everyone. And
Yeah.
really built the business up until about 10 years that I took it full time in Canada. And we've been doing anywhere between 50 and 60 weddings a year for the last 10 years.
Wow, impressive work. My goodness. Okay, hold on. Let's talk a little bit more now about Everlasting Impressions. And I want to know about all the services you offer. I mean, there's a lot.
There is definitely. Our prime business is mainly full planning. So when a client basically is feeling overwhelmed, they're wanting somebody to help and take the stress, alleviate the stress, so that they can have some bridal moments. That basically is what we do. So we help them search for vendors, get them discounts, save them a little bit of money, look at the design of both ceremony and reception along with really we become family with our couples. We spend about 300 hours planning on each wedding. That is looking at full plan, right from starting at the Power Five, looking for their venue, their food, which obviously leads to their wedding date, officiants, DJs, and photographers. And then we look at the design stage. And then obviously we put everything together in a Tiffany box with a bow around it. And we make sure that we execute the day for them in their vision, the way that they want it done.
Wow.
There's a lot of other services we do offer. We offer the day
Yeah.
of coordination too, which is people have already kind of started to do the planning. So we're really just helping and guiding them through final processes and be there to obviously execute the day. We do elopements, a lot of elopements in Canada. We love, especially American people, come into the Rocky Mountains to get married. And then obviously we do our destination weddings where we plan everything remotely and we actually go with them. So we're there on site with them for the day. And we make sure that the wedding is done in their vision and the way that they would like it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. My goodness. So there's so many. And by the way, I also want to talk, specifically about the difference with the planner, a day of coordinator. Could you just share the details on that?
You betcha. So Um, even if I do a day of coordination, which is kind of just the execution of the day, working with clients, say 6 months before their wedding, I'm still a wedding planner. So the education that I've been through, the years of experience, just I suppose in a lot of ways, the troubleshooting, the experience behind that. Coordinators usually charge a little bit less, and they really do just pick up the client. Everything is completed, and then they execute the day itself. Some venues have coordinators that they offer as well. Not necessarily have the same training, the same detailed project management skills. Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
still fantastic to work with. But the service that we provide here is from a wedding planning perspective. So helping you keep on budget, helping you manage your guests, especially if they're coming in from different countries, where they're going to stay, how they're going to get to the venue. So there's a lot more detail that we go into and a lot more
Mm-hmm.
experience that we can offer them than just somebody that can show up on the wedding day and just make sure everything's put into place and the vendors have been there. And yeah, it's a very different type of service.
Good to know. Thank you so much. I mean, this is beautiful work you're doing. To look at all of it
Thank
too.
you.
Oh, all right. We want to talk a little bit about some of the benefits of having a wedding planner.
Ah, the benefits of having a wedding planner, Even I got married 4 years ago to my beautiful husband, and I hired a wedding planner. My daughter thought I was crazy because under my belt, I probably got over oh, 1,500 weddings executed myself. The benefits is we buy you some time. We keep away from the stress of doing the research and spending time trawling through different websites, which can be quite time consuming. We also get a lot of discounts. A lot of vendors love working with myself. So they actually give us discounts, which I pass directly on to my clients. This way they get the benefit of working with a wedding planner. And I do a little happy dance because I'm British and I do like to make sure that we have the best for our clients. So money, time, just feeling on focus, and we allow them really to have those bridal moments instead of
Yeah.
thinking, okay, should I have done a taste test? Do I need to do a cake tasting? Do I need to go see the venue again? Do I need to complete all of these forms that everybody is sending me all at once right before the wedding? Because that's what we look after for you, and we make sure that the wedding is in a lot of ways project managed properly.
Well, this is beautiful work that you're doing, and we love hearing more about it. And, let me ask, what do I get hired and what do you need and why? Oh, I'm trying to read this. It says, what do I get hired and do you need a wedding planner? So I think that's just meant who should I hire and why? But I clearly know the
Absolutely.
benefits of that. Yes.
Absolutely. So each wedding plan is different. And the one thing, the benefit that I would say is having a great relationship with your wedding planner. Throughout the wedding process, there is
Mm-hmm.
definitely some tensions, whether that be good or not so great. We do have, just in the last year alone, we have had people, unfortunately, that have not been able to attend the wedding because of ill health. We've had COVID. We've had this past weekend, I actually had a father of the bride that had an allergic reaction the morning of the wedding, managed to actually walk his beautiful daughter down the aisle, but wasn't able to make anything else for the rest of the day. So I think the why do you hire a wedding planner? Why would you hire me? Somebody that you can trust and somebody that you know that in a situation like that will absolutely have your best interests at heart. We managed to get dad to hospital, and he did manage to get out of hospital to make the last hour and a half of the wedding. And we did his speech, we did his first dance, we moved things around so that she didn't not have those magical moments that she dreamt of ever since she was a little girl of having a first dance with her daddy. Um, so why hire me? I'm crazy. I'm British. I love what I do. I'm great in a situation where we have to think outside the box. And I absolutely love to work with a client on your design. I'm not going to design it for you, which a lot of planners do. I want to design it with you. I want to show you, and so that you can see what your dream day is going to look like. You can imagine it and you can get excited.
I love it. I mean, see, I've never been married, so I still have this dream of being married. I have a 7 and 9 year old, but never been married, and I have this
Yeah.
dream of having an amazing wedding. But I don't want that stress. I can't do it. From everything, from the invitations to the band to the DJ to the venue and to the menu. It stresses me out. I have high anxiety, and this would be amazing. And I know you also now. It's not just weddings you plan though. You do other party planning as well.
Honestly, these days I pretty much just do weddings. I have and I will help my clients plan bridal showers, bachelorettes, but mainly it is just weddings, elopements, destination
Okay.
weddings for sure these days.
All
It's
right.
we're very busy with just the wedding side,
Well,
so
God bless you. That is amazing. But anything in general gives me anxiety, is what it basically was saying. Planning a party, I had my son's communion last year and I planned it, and there was only, 70 people, but still the amount of stress that this could relieve the party planning process. So let me just ask,
absolutely, yeah.
do you have some tips for couples that are planning a wedding?
Oh, some of my top tips I would say is um, first of all, as soon as you get engaged and when you're ready to kind of set a date, start thinking about what your budget is like. And don't go financially into the red for your wedding. You know, I it, I always say that you should be able to breathe financially at the end of your wedding day. And a wedding day is beautiful. But being a mom of an engaged daughter too, I'm saying the same thing to her is that, you wanting maybe to have children, buy a house, have, honeymoons, vacations, be realistic to what you're wanting. Don't let anybody influence what you're needing for a wedding. Do it your way and make it unique to you. The other top tips that I would say is just do meetings with your vendors. Get that good vibe with them. That's usually why I get hired, is most people will say, we gel together. You get my vision. You understand where I want my wedding to look, and you understand the pressures that we're working with as well. Get as much help as you can. Advice with me is always free, so always have that good pay it forward philosophy mentality. Get as much advice as you can and don't let other people tell you what you need for your wedding day. Because there is, and everybody will chime in of you need the big dress, you need the flowers to be real, you need a 4-tier cake. But what is it you guys actually want when you're looking at your wedding day? That's probably my biggest top tip. And choose the venue because it speaks to you, because you can imagine yourself. One of the things I do with my couples when we go on site visits, I get them to sit where their head table would be. I get them to walk through the doors as they would do their grand entrance. They all think I'm
Ah,
crazy, but it makes you feel, okay, this is my venue. You
amazing.
you
Yeah.
you choose the venue, you choose your husband, your wife, your partner. So why not choose your vendors the same way?
Wow. Oh my goodness. I love this. Thank you so much. Let's remind everyone how we can contact you. Would you mind sharing?
You betcha. So you can either go through my website, which is www.everlasting-impressions.ca. You can contact me via email, lisa at everlasting-impressions.ca. You can give me a phone call, 587-897-4342, and that would be Canadian code if you're from out of town. And or you can go on social media to everlasting underscore impressions underscore.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. All right. We still have more time in the show. We still have a lot more to find out about you and to talk about, Lisa. For example, what would you say, why should people reach out to you? What makes your services so unique?
That's a really good question. So one of the big things I touched upon before was my pay it forward philosophy. I always believe that you give good karma, you get great karma returned. And within all of my packages over the years, I have a tendency to buy lots and lots of decorations and also donated decorations from previous couples too. So any of our decor within our packages is free of charge for our couples to use. If they see a something that they like, absolutely, it's theirs free of charge. So it can save them a little bit of money. But it can also basically make their wedding extra special because it's maybe something they'd not thought about putting into
Yeah.
their budget.
Well,
Um, the other thing is I actually do an all-inclusive package. So no hidden extras at the end. Everything is included within the price. So if I need to pick up your cake or steam your dresses or pick up your vows because you've left them at home, um, that's all included. There's no extra service fees on top of that. Our American couples absolutely love coming to Canada because they get a great exchange rate on our Canadian dollar, which is another great incentive too. But honestly, I think for me, I just have a passion for what I do. And I love being a part of somebody's wedding. I cry every single wedding because I make friends and family, and you become part of my family and um,
mm-hmm.
my network. I get to know my couples when they have babies afterwards and sing Christmas cards to them. And you know, we become intimate as a lifelong friendship, which for me is really important. And it's something that a lot of people really feel invested in as well.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much. And we still have 4 minutes left in the show. Tell us
Okay.
what else do you want to share about you and your services?
Oh my gosh. What do I want to share with you? Um, oh, I've completely and utterly gone
Oh,
blank.
well, there I could ask you more questions. I just didn't know.
Yeah,
If,
let's see another question.
okay. Where can we get, do you have your a favorite all-time wedding or a wedding destination maybe you wanted to share?
Oh, you know, I think every wedding is special. I got a couple. Maybe I can tell you some funny things about what can
Sure.
happen at a wedding, and how I dealt with them. But my favorite all-time wedding, I think, probably would have been Ireland. We are going back about 4 or 5 years now. Ballyseedy Castle. It's actually one of the most haunted castles in the world. And we
Wow.
did a fabulous Irish wedding for 72 Canadian people that all came over from Canada. The Irish weddings, they know how to party. And I have to say, I think I left at about 6 o'clock in the morning and the band was still playing. And I'm like, I think I've done nearly 24 hours now. Definitely tired. Um, I love tent weddings, mansion weddings. Those are probably my speciality. Building something from scratch. I love some dark and moody weddings. So my Halloween
Mm-hmm.
weddings are probably some of my favorite. Just the darker tones, the darker colors,
Yeah.
uh, black wedding dresses. I actually had a black and white wedding dress myself. And
Aw.
something fun about me and my husband, we actually did a very non-traditional wedding where we did a caricaturist, which is actually just behind me, the picture of the two of us. He's
Aw.
6'4" and I'm just five
Oh,
foot.
wow.
So we kind of look like Beauty and the Beast. He wrote a murder mystery that literally everybody died at the wedding, and then it was written on the Murder on the Orient Express. So he really got into character, should I say. And then we did a pool party where our grandchildren and all of our wedding guests, including me, actually jumped into the pool in the Banff Rimrock Hotel in my wedding dress, nearly drowned a little bit because it was very heavy. It was a ball gown. And my husband was in his fishing waders with his fishing rod. And we've got some fabulous pictures on our website that can actually show really what a wedding planner gets
Yeah.
up to when she plans her own wedding.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it's
Well,
a
we
little
love.
different.
All right. Well, we're out of time. Remind us how we can
Oh,
reach you, please. And take a look at these pictures.
absolutely. I would love that.
Okay. You want me to share the website one more time?
Absolutely. You sure can. I would love
Okay.
them to see that.
And hold on. Social media pages. Are you there? I know it's wedding planner, wedding dash planner dash Calgary.ca. And there was another website. What was it?
That is
Perfect.
everlasting-impressions.ca.
Perfect. Yeah, yeah, because I
Both
clicked
of
on
them
it. It
lead
goes
to
to
the
that
same
one.
direction.
Yes. All right. Thank you. And social media, can we find you anywhere?
You can. It is on everlasting underscore impressions
Oh,
underscore.
beautiful. And next time we meet, we'll talk about some of the testimonials, some of the weddings you've done. And I love on the website, there's actually one of the guys are dressed up as the bride. I love that picture.
That actually was. And I'd love to follow up because there is a story behind that.
Ooh,
And
okay.
um,
That's a little
it really,
teaser.
it's a little teaser for next one, for next
Sounds
time. But it
good.
was
Thank you
the
so
first wedding
much.
at the Malcolm Hotel in Canmore.
Mhm.
And one of the first times that somebody had ever basically got dressed up in a wedding dress.
Oh my
So,
goodness. All right.
and it not being the bride.
Looking forward to that. Thank you so much. All right, everyone, stay tuned. We'll be right back with more. Please stay with us.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
Mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.